All right, folks, welcome back. And don't forget, coming up in the next segment, Road to the White House segment. As we continue with week number 2, today we take a look at the possible presidential candidacy of the 2012 Republican vice presidential candidate, Paul Ryan. And John McLaughlin will be here to talk about it. Nobody better than that. So keep it tuned right here for part 6 in our ongoing Road to the White House series. I came up with 6. I knew last week had 5 days, and this is day number 1. And I went to New York City public schools when they were still pretty good. So I came up with 6 all by myself. All right, I want you to watch Harry Reid. Watch and listen to this.
You know, we have so much to do this month, but the one thing we're going to do during this work period, sooner rather than later, is to ensure that women's lives are not determined by virtue of 5 white men. This Hobby Lobby decision is outrageous.
Let me just say, I mean, the problem with doing this is sometimes you have to bite your tongue. And I'm trying very, very hard, very, very hard. But how dare this man, how dare he refer to the 5 males? First of all, I don't know what he's talking about, because the 5, talking about 5 white men, in a 5-4 decision, Clarence Thomas isn't white. Okay, that's number 1, or maybe that's number 2. I don't care if Clarence Thomas was white. Okay, I don't care the fact that he's counting wrong, he's got his facts wrong, he's excluding Clarence Thomas, or maybe that's a little jab at Clarence Thomas and he's not black enough for even Harry Reid. Okay, I don't know, and I don't really care. What gets me is that the majority leader of the United States Senate, the same clown, and yes, he's a clown, who stood there when asked a question by Dana Bash of CNN during the government shutdown, and was asked, why don't you pass the bill in piecemeal, a piecemeal bill that the House passed that would guarantee the National Institute of Health would operate and could save even 1 kid with cancer. And this clown said, why would I want to save a kid with cancer? I have people who are furloughed back in my home state. They have their own problems. That should have been enough to run them the heck out of politics, okay? Then constantly, day after day after day, calling 2 American citizens who donate so much, so many hundreds of million dollars to building hospitals and cancer centers and to children, calling them un-American. And again, I don't care if they donate nothing. They're American citizens. He's the majority leader of the Senate. And this clown calls them un-American. And now this clown, and I'm being generous with that word, that's a bite my tongue word, okay? This clown now says, we're not going to let 5 white men determine women's health, blah, blah. 5 white men? What has happened to this country? How is that allowable? How does he get away with that? Did you hear anybody in the media question that? In the mainstream media? I'm sure some conservative media outlets might have. I don't know. But how is that acceptable? Could someone say that about black men or Hispanic men or gay men? It's a disgrace. He is a disgrace and a clown. All right, folks, now I'm smiling. And we're coming back with the Road to the White House. But first, here's Dr. Chauncey Crandall, no clown he, with how to eat like a caveman.
Heart disease is the biggest killer disease in America, and this doesn't surprise me. We are addicted to starches, sugars, fatty meats, and salt. People who live in countries with little heart disease eat very differently. One way some people stay heart healthy is by following what is known as the caveman or Stonehenge diet, so named because of its similarity to the way our prehistoric ancestors ate. People who follow this type of diet live off local fruits and root vegetables and get their protein mostly from fish and wild game they shoot themselves. Now, since most of us don't hunt or fish for all our protein, here are some simple tips on how you can start to eat like a caveman, modern day style. First, fill up on fruits and vegetables. Eat them first and you'll be less hungry. Feast on fish, which is rich in nutrients but not in calories. Choose fatty fish like mackerel, herring, sardines, and salmon, which are rich in heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Get out and go for a walk. Remember, our ancestors were hunters and gatherers, so they didn't spend their time sitting in front of a TV or computer all day. If you live more like a caveman or a cave woman, your heart will love you for it. I'm Dr. Chauncey Crandall, and thank you for watching this Heart Health Minute. Remember, it's never too late to prevent or reverse heart disease. Right now, I invite you to discover your own risk for heart disease or even a heart attack by taking my quick